anybody about that. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Wayward Seven.
Hey.
I'm Will, your DM as always. And we got another exciting episode for you today. We're on episode number 20. 27.
Oh.
27. I was going to say 27, but I choked on a mysterious drink that I cannot name. Legally. No, I'm joking.
But if that mysterious drink wants to sponsor us.
It was chocolate milk.
Strawberry.
It's actually strawberry milk. Anyway, so yeah, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to tonight's episode.
Yeah.
We hope you guys have a good time watching it. But before we get started, as always, we have some announcements, I believe.
Yeah, sure do. So first announcement, most important thing, I broke my hand. So get used to this thing, because the orthopedic said 8 weeks minimum.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I'd rather that than like a whole cast and sling and all that. But thankfully, we do have a backup hand, so I'm covered.
Like and subscribe to see us screw the new hand on live.
Hang on.
We asked if he needed a hand, and he,
Like.
Give a thumbs
It's a
up.
really weird looking thumb.
Okay, don't judge.
You
So
gotta live with that now.
I'm gonna use my new hand. Oh no, the joints.
That's okay.
I'm gonna use my new hand to hand out these macaroons, because today
Oh, why? Thank you.
is National Macaroon Day. I bet you didn't know that.
Hope you washed your hands.
Okay. Macaroons, don't you love them? Isn't it funny how something so small and so sweet can improve someone's day so much? A small thing like clicking on the subscribe button and hitting the notification bell can really just brighten someone's day. Like a macaroon.
Or Ethan's hand.
Hang on. Can I?
Oh, wow.
Well, thank you, Ethan. Lauren.
These are incredibly sweet.
Pretty good.
You know what's also
I know
sweet?
some people like
if
that.
you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram at Wayward Seven and on TikTok also at Wayward Seven. Be really sweet, you know?
Yeah, we love making shorts.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun making shorts actually. So I mean, they've been doing really well. I'm glad you guys like them. But yeah, I mean, I post shorts, TikToks, everything on all of our media. And I believe we have a special announcement that starting June 9th, we will be switching from live streaming on Wednesday nights to Friday nights. That way you'll have the whole weekend to catch up with us.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah!
Yeah, I'm
Sorry,
excited.
I missed that.
No, it's
frees
okay.
up my time a lot.
My hands are full.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you for joining us.
Do you want another hand?
No! It's full.
This one is also holding a macaroon.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, so I think, does anybody have any other announcements? Anything they want to say, get off their chest? All
Thank
right.
you for the snacks, Ethan.
Well, if
Happy National Macaroon
Happy
Day.
National Macaroon Day. Anyway, so with that being said, I think let's just get into tonight's episode.
me of that one TV show with Neil Patrick Harris where he has to explain the entire show in 60 seconds.
Do you see that? We're on.
I would not.
So, last time we left off, the party safely, not really,
No.
gathered the trophy from what was known as the White Oleander, the Allfeld Oleander, this massive serpentine creature that possessed the unique ability to spray boiling poison and infect the poor folk who got hit by it with a infection that seemed to rather take hold of the person quite well. Unfortunately, during this initial contact with this creature, several members of both Team Half Squat and the Foreigners were infected and incapacitated for some time. That is their name. But luckily, the surviving members who used the healing salve at the correct time were able to go gather the resources from the Oleander after defeating it, as well as the trophy for both teams, and return to Khalees in time to create a antidote of sorts against the infection here, an antitoxin. That being said, they traveled back to the small town of Koli, where they did a few things. They dropped their compatriots off with the Swamp Witch to be healed, or healed as best as they could, and leaving a small note with the Swamp Witch to of where they're going and how to find them if they wish to do so. And the surviving members then had a word with Khalees and Grigori. Grigori informing them of some whereabouts of other peoples, as well as the kind of current going-ons of the state of the race, as well as some other news that he brought. But Khalees kind of expressed her desire to go back home and change the sigil on her teleportation circle that they had recently lost the scroll to, presumably in the hands of bandits. But that being said, they gathered their things, decided that their next major step should be decided in the city of Hamarr, the nearest port town before coming across the desert, the ocean, or the jungle. And that is where we pick up, as Nastani and Icarus, with Chris and the newly named Herb, join everybody at the edge of town. You are off. What is the marching order here on your 3 horses and bird? 2 horses and a bird.
Our bird would be in front because it's the fastest.
Mm-hmm.
And then, wait, was it 2 horses and a bird? I thought it was just the 2 of us on the bird, and then the other
right,
2
'cause
on
we
one
left the
horse.
horses
So just
for
the
that.
bird and the horse.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just the bird and
so are
the
you guys
horse.
going up front or
Yep.
letting them lead?
We'll go up front.
All right. So that being
Truthfully, I feel like, did we even agree to go together? Or I think they're just following us.
said, you
Yeah,
guys
maybe
were
they are
heading
just
in the same
following.
direction. Dude, you can split off from them if you want.
I mean, no, they can.
You can split up with them if you.
It's-
You're on a faster
I
mount.
feel like Chris would want to go with this anyway. So.
Okay. Sure, guys. I'll stick with you. Okay. So as her kind of hand gives 2 thumbs up and Chris kind of gives a nod, they are following you guys now. That being said, as you guys are leaving, who is steering your mount here? All right.
It's me.
So
A girl.
Can't
As
really
you-
put the Rangers in the back because we're both the Ranger
I
in the
believe
back.
it is the afternoon. You guys can probably still get a full day of travel if you go a little bit into the night. Where did it go? So go ahead and Ethan, if you are steering, go ahead and make a perception check. And if somebody else wants to roll me a D20.
D20. I'll roll a D20 if you're rolling perception.
Doing perception? Okay. Is that me? Okay. 15.
15?
14.
14. Okay. It is clear blue skies, and on this 3-day journey to Hamarr, 4-day journey, I believe. Let me double check for you. It's right here. 3-day journey, with clear blue skies and a nice dry path for once down here in the kind of murky swamp. You guys get some pretty good ground the first day, and probably make up for an extra day there.
Oh, nice.
So, as you guys are making good pace and traveling, you guys resting for the night or pushing through?
I don't think there's any need to.
Push through, especially
Yeah.
if we're waiting on the others to heal. We don't really want to push too far ahead, especially with us making good pace.
Mm-hmm. And knowing also that they don't have a bird that can go as fast as we can.
They don't
You guys
come
left
bird.
the draft horse with them, so
We have both the available birds.
technically true. All right. So that being said, you guys looking for a place to camp for the night?
Yes.
Who's doing that? Or are you just stopping on the side of the road?
I will look for a good spot.
Flying?
Yes.
Perception check with advantage. Oh man.
Oh, I don't need that. That's not 20.
Awesome. Okay.
Yes.
So that total being
25.
25. Nice. So yeah, as you kind of take a second off your bird and extend your own bird wings to fly into the air as birdception departs, you looking out over the swamp. It's very much kind of a rough and tumble location as this is slowly transitioning back towards these kind of drier fields. As the shore itself, you can see, is eventually starting to elevate and leave the ground a bit. Once again, kind of rising to a cliffside. Not very much, more of a bluff at this point. But that being said, as the ground dries up, you do see that so is the kind of murky swamp and the large megafauna that inhabits it, the large gators and other sorts of dangerous creatures. You see areas that they probably wouldn't inhabit. And in fact, far off towards this nearest bluff here, you can see what appears to be ramshackle walls made out of these large kind of stakes made out of tree trunks. And go ahead and make a perception check for me. Actually, no, you just rolled perception, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I would say with your natural 20,
Thank you.
25, you can see that there are signs of where people have camped here before. There are some like kind of ramshackle tents that were set up at one point. Perhaps that this was maybe a settlement at one point, but it is long since abandoned. And after kind of watching for a while, there's no movement. There's no signs of recent activity there. It looks like it could be a fairly safe place for the night, if you wish to go there. You see some other clearings and outcroppings, but
I'll circle back down and tell Miss Donnie and the others about it and head that way.
are you leaving any kind of indicator or mark, or just kind of quietly being to the side, waiting for your friends, like you said?
Oh, yeah. If they were going to catch up to us, what would be something to let them know where we are, but not literally anybody else?
There are other people traveling on the road. Well, tell you what, make a Nastani, who's been staying back, go ahead and make an insight check.
11.
11. You didn't notice a lot of others traveling this way. You actually noticed a lot of them were heading back north. For why? You're not really sure. But
Okay.
but there are travelers, but they're fairly few compared to the roads that took you here.
Are there any like fun mushrooms nearby or plants?
Make a survival check or a nature check. Nature.
Knowing Rena, she would look for those on the road.
Yes, you might.
You said survival?
Mm-hmm.
14.
Nature.
Nature.
Nature, sorry. Yeah, I did say nature.
He did say survival. He said both.
Tell you what,
I would add both together.
I'll let you pick. Just tell me which one.
I'm gonna go with survival. 14.
Okay, 14. You don't know if they're particularly interesting mushrooms or good mushrooms, but you do find some brightly colored ones that, these large kind of red bulbous ones. And you kind of poke them, they don't really do anything.
Is it like a cluster of them?
Yeah, it's a large cluster of them, yeah.
And I have paper on me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to draw a symbol of the Team Half Squat logo with them going like this, but he has 4 legs.
Okay, okay.
For-
Sure.
The four
Make
letters.
a
I dig it.
performance check for me.
So that way it looks like the two of ours combined.
Yeah, make a performance check.
13.
13, okay, it's a pretty good drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty intricate and strange.
Okay, and I'm going to use. Is there like vine or anything Just like to tie it into a
Oh, there's some moss and stuff.
yeah, and then I'm just sticking it in the bundle of the mushrooms. That way, if Rena was to, because I'm sure she would look at brightly colored mushrooms, she would see that there's something poking out.
Okay. Well, that being said, you guys head off to the camp. As you do, you set out for the night. Chris can take the first watch if you guys want.
He would.
He probably
I'm gonna take the
would.
first watch.
He
That's
would.
what he says a lot.
Hold on.
Do you guys want to roll for Chris here?
I'll roll for him.
Sure, go for it.
How does he roll better than I do? But still, it's perception, yeah.
Yep.
16.
16? Okay, make a survival check for me.
Nat 20.
Nice. What's the total?
We're getting them all out of the way
Yeah, I
before
was
combat.
like,
Yeah, it's 21.
21, okay. So, as the two of you rest, you eventually kind of hear, guys, wake up! Wake up! Someone's coming.
Oh, hello. Good morning.
Two of you kind of get up and kind of heading down the path that you guys took to get to this decrepit fortress. You see a lone horse, a lantern, and a single rider. And as the rider gets closer, you see the lantern light as he kind of holds it up. You recognize the face of Darrow riding on the back of the horse. Cloak up, you see the face still kind of patchy with the woodwork that had grown in, but conscious and moving, which is better than last time.
Last time we saw him.
Unconscious.
Yeah, better than unconscious and being covered in vines.
Guess who's still alive?
Darrow!
Oh, my goodness.
I knew you would make it. Is Rena with you?
I don't see another person, so I just
She, it's taken her a little bit of time. I, still got a little bit of the rash myself.
Well, at least you're moving. That is a great improvement.
Yep, I'm not as pretty as I was, but
You'll get that, it's okay.
Some would argue
Still-
prettier.
thanks.
Okay.
So, Chris opens up the gates for you, and you kind of bring your mount inside the draft horse that Grigori left you. But the three of you are now back, and Chris plus
Let me.
her makes 5. So, but that is.
I'm
for
gonna
his
give
watch.
Darrow back the money.
Okay, yeah, the money you took from him. That
So
money.
that's 50 from me. 50 gold back to Darrow.
Okay.
Did you subtract the...
I did, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Just so that we wouldn't have to.
I'm still doing alright.
Yeah, we
I
made
think
sure
you're
they
still the
all
richest
stayed.
of everybody. That's why you
Darrow
took
is
your money.
easily the richest of everybody.
We did take it, but we wanted you to be stable, so yeah. Did I take some too? I can't remember.
We
Yeah.
took 100 total and split it between us.
You
so.
you're greeted by an interesting sight. You have met Chris. Chris is a tall blue dragonborn fighter that you guys had briefly been traveling with for the past couple days and had encountered originally in the caves. But unbeknownst to you, you see what
Herb.
appears to be a small wooden, kind of squatty humanoid. At least the head of a humanoid, currently buried in the kind of earth next to the fire that has been built. And he kind of just looks up, big, beady, brown eyes.
What does, like, his skin look like?
It is very much akin to how kind of patches of yours are. Very, very hard wood, but he seems to be in a further stage of whatever you have been going through.
Who's the, tree guy?
That was Daryl.
Technically, it still is, we think.
He shakes his head.
We call him Herb.
So. Oh, he talks now.
Daryl was killed by the Oleander. And in the husk that formed, Chris broke him out and
now we have Herb.
Is he a good guy?
He is Herb.
He likes Chris.
Why is he looking at me like that?
He looks at everyone like that. He doesn't talk much, really.
It's kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Maybe it's just because of the bark. He thinks you're like him.
We kind of just leave him be on Chris and they're fine.
He
I don't know,
probably won't bother you.
Hopefully. Right, Herb?
Arm's gonna come out and he starts to bury himself.
Okay.
So, if,
You just see little sprouts pop up.
is that what happens if you don't,
We don't know.
I'm not entirely sure how it happened. He died, and Chris gave him the ointment that we had originally gotten from the witch, and this is what we got.
Herb.
Yeah. It just happened.
well, that sucks.
He's pretty cool. I like him. He's growing on me.
Literally.
I'm kind of tired. I'm going back to bed.
Right, I'll stay up for the second watch.
Alright, go ahead and make a second watch for me. Man, it's just gonna happen now. 8 weeks, guys.
Oh, 8 weeks of
Minimum.
this.
Minimum.
Minimum. 12.
12? Okay. It is a nice, beautiful, clear night, like the day before. No clouds. You can see the moon kind of waning now, but things are clear for now. Nice, cool breeze. That being said, though, who's taking third?
I guess I will.
All right, go for it.
Natural 20.
God, are you serious? You don't have my purple dice, do you?
They are purple, but
No,
I don't think
that's
they're
not
yours.
it. No, that's pretty good. Okay, sweet.
I can borrow that one if you'd like me to.
The night continues to be clear. The kind of numerous kind of hootings and kind of other night creatures can be heard in the distance, frogs, crickets, that sorts of things. But beautiful sky. You could, going kind of off the back rampart, you can see the ocean out before you. It's fine. All right. Third, final watch. Yeah, final watch.
I'll take it.
Got
You know what, guys? You're doing so good.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 4, so that's a 9.
Okay. It's not a 1.
It's not a 1, but not the best.
Clear skies. Fog?
Nastani, as this kind of clear night sort of begins to come to an end here in the kind of early hours of dawn, you do notice as you didn't notice when it got there, but you can tell it's kind of settled. It is perched and it has just been watching you. This very large owl, big wide eyes. It's just had its eyes locked on you. It just sits there, kind of up on one of the wall ramparts. But
Is that Daryl's dad?
Are you a friend?
it's just make an animal handling check.
4.
4.
I rolled a 2.
It just sits there for a bit,
Okay, I'm just gonna.
and eventually the sun rises, waking everybody else up as the rest of you wake up to see Nastani, who is having a stare down with a large owl off to the side.
Everything's fine, but he's been staring at me, and my eyes kind of burn.
Have you blinked at all?
Oh, dang it, you just made me blink.
With that being said, as morning comes, you guys have presumably another day of travel, assuming all things go well. What's up?
Daryl, what do you remember? I'm interested to know.
Remember of what?
the time between when you went up the cliff and now. Do you remember anything, or just...
I remember a witch lady taking care of me.
I wondered if you would have been at all conscious or perceptive while you and the others were in that state.
Vegetative.
Oh my god.
And God kills Messiah.
No, but for real, I was like kind of in and out of consciousness.
It
right?
was a very kind of uneasy feeling as you felt you were drifting off for a while, losing yourself within this dreamscape that you were almost trapped in.
I know a song about that.
But you did wake up, and there was a witch, and she was crazy.
Yeah.
But she gave you the pointers of where to go. Told you the loose plan that they had conveyed to her. That is that. Here you are now. You found a nice note on a mushroom patch.
Yeah.
But
Onto the road?
Is the owl still there?
it is kind of nestled, and it's just kind of sleeping at the moment.
I'm gonna take some ration, just. Yeah.
Handling check. Please tell me it's a 1. As Nastani kind of just gently lifts up. What ration? Just like some beef jerky?
Yeah.
Alright, so you hand up some dried meats to the owl. And as you do, the owl has fallen asleep, and you kind of nudge it on its little belly to
I
kind
was gonna at least like, I wasn't gonna touch it, I was just gonna
What?
put it next to it, but.
Well, you rolled
Yeah,
a 1.
that was my
You
intention!
get close to it, and noticing that it isn't noticing you, kind of just give it a little more, like, kind of, hey, wake up. And as it does, it goes, and then lashes out with its claws, dealing 2 points of slashing damage before flying off as fast as it can in the distance.
Okay. I wasn't gonna, actually I'm not gonna say that with Darrow point 2 here.
Herb stares
I
at you.
hope you've learned a valuable lesson about respecting birds' privacies.
Yes, it did.
So, that being said, you guys hitting the road? Or checking out the
Yes.
camp, or what you doing?
Yeah. Try to clean up the campsite and bounce out.
Okay.
Yeah, like kick dirt over the campfire.
Go ahead and make a survival check, whoever's doing that.
Hide
I
our
guess you can
faces.
help me since I said it first.
Yeah.
So would you roll with advantage
Yeah.
on that one?
Well, trash. So I don't know how to kick out fire.
What'd you get?
It was 8.
Nate, you kick over the fire and kind of make sure that no recent, recent signs of you guys being there. It's hard to kind of hide, marks that the horses have left or your large bird,
Mhm.
but you kind of figure people have been here before.
Yeah.
Who's gonna care?
Was there any mushrooms or anything nearby here too? I was gonna leave a mark. Although the marker I left, was it close by to where
It was on the road.
on the
A bit
road?
like a fork, kind of, or...
It was at a loose fork. The path you guys have traveled,
Okay.
not been taken too much, but
Okay. I
I'm
guess.
sure, she'll probably have to meet us in Hamarr anyway.
so.
And if not, we'll
Yeah,
leave a note.
that was
there.
her goal to begin with.
Okay.
So that being said, though, what is the trotting order here?
I'll lead the pack.
Okay. So you lead the pack. Where are you two, and where is Chris and Herb?
We can bring up the rear, I guess.
Yeah.
Chris and Herb in the middle. All right, sounds good. Go ahead, lead in the pack, make a perception check, and somebody else roll me a d20.
I got this.
I don't trust my die right now.
11.
11. Okay.
2.
2.
Maybe.
Okay.
That might be good. You don't know.
You're right.
I switch them around every time, so I mean,
It's fog.
trying.
Hurts
Not
someone.
fog. I switched fog from 2 to something else. Okay. So, as you travel, now getting closer and closer to the city of Hamarr, it gets to the point where off in the distance you can see smoke, large walls, this kind of very fortified looking structure, until cresting the edge of the hill, looking over it, you do recognize the city. Darrow, you would recognize the city of Hamarr, a massive port town city. Lots of the kind of interesting architecture kind of scattering the sides, with lots of farms that kind of span out from the outside, closer to the north. However, though, as you travel along the road, there seems to be an issue. There is a carriage toppled over on its side, and a large horse that is just kind of standing there, kind of stops, looks up at you as you get closer. You're about 80 feet from it, as it kind of, the horse looks up at you and just kind of goes back to eating grass off to the side. What you guys doing?
Should we check it out?
Is there any movement nearby? In any bushes, trees? Does this really anything amiss aside from a wagon turned over?
Make a perception check.
Is this like in the road or like off the side?
It's in the middle of the road, yeah.
15.
15. I would say no. No, you don't see anything. You keep going, or check it out? What you want to do?
I mean, we kind of have to.
Can I get airborne and kind of like see if, like, catching a different angle, if I can sort of see what's up?
Yeah.
Is there any dry grass?
As you get up,
around?
just make a straight perception check for me.
23.
23. Looking down, you do notice that the carriage, you can see the underside from where you guys originally were, but now flying over, you see that the top of the carriage is in fact missing, and its contents are spilled out on the road. There is a large chest that seems to kind of just be sitting right kind of at the edge of the spillage of coins, of fabrics, of different sorts of mercantile trade materials.
I could talk to the horse.
You could.
Okay.
So you're going down and telling them all that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to the horse.
Okay. You can't speak with animals?
Yes.
What's the range on that?
Let's see.
How close do you have to be to speak with the animal?
Earshot?
Probably.
Just says self.
Okay. So you cast it on yourself. You go to the horse.
Yeah. Where are your owners? Are they nearby?
The horse does not respond. It continues to eat grass.
I'll give you an apple.
It still does not respond.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You do notice that Darrow's horse is looking at you like,
Daryl,
You offered an apple.
you have an apple. We're just kind of, you see Darrow, your horse kind of trots back towards Nastani. Takes the apple out of her hand.
What do you guys think? I mean,
Last time there was like a chest with like
I feel like
nothing
we've been in this
nearby.
position
Well,
before.
we have a couple times.
Last time it wasn't on the road.
There's like there's no trees or brush anywhere.
There's not really any brush here necessarily. It's a fairly clear area as things are starting to dry up.
Is there any evidence to suggest, like, how or why the top of the wagon is missing?
Like,
You
is
have to
there?
get closer to inspect it.
I guess, do you all want to go check it out?
I guess so.
I
just
would
where-
like to
Very
stay in the air
cautiously?
and hover above it to...
How far? It's good to check it out. You're gonna have to get close to inspect it.
Yeah, I mean, 5 feet or so.
Okay. I'll say.
I made a mistake.
Icarus, as he kind of just flapping 5 feet off the ground, as you get closer, go ahead and make an investigation check with disadvantage.
We don't have a healer.
Well,
Technically.
Oh, wait, disadvantage.
technically Herb here.
Can we trust
really?
her to heal us?
Can you trust her?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Investigation. Oh well, 13.
13?
Okay. Better than I would.
You get closer.
On disadvantage, I'll take it.
Without touching it, it's hard to ascertain, you know, the necessarily physical state of it, other than what you can visually see. You see that the wood has been splintered. It looks kind of shattered at the kind of shafts at the corners here that kind of held the roof on. The curtains that kind of were drawn or used to draw on at one point to kind of keep the roof on seem to have be simply shreds that were still attached at the bottom. Whatever happened, you can tell, it's like kind of just took the roof clean off and then took it. The contents of the cart just kind of spilled over.
The purple dragon that we've come across before, have we seen it anywhere close to the south?
So you guys haven't seen it since you last saw it.
Okay.
What does it look like, Icarus? Should I go check it out?
It's hard to tell.
I'm just gonna go.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go like soothe the
You guys
horse
going
and
on foot or with your mounts?
I think I'll go by myself.
you'll go by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll reel you back in.
Alright. So, Darrow, as you go up, as you get closer, you do notice that the horse has been taking notice of Icarus and just kind of like moved a little ways away. But you get over to the wagon. What you doing?
I guess I'm just looking for any sort of like prints or. Did you say that there was like claw marks or anything?
I didn't say claw marks, but I did say there was some cloth that, if you'd like to investigate, you can.
Yeah.
Make a straight investigation check.
Natural 20.
Are you kidding?
Mm-hmm.
Darrow, 3
I only
for
rolled
3.
like 4 times.
I switched up my diet.
Darrow's, I guess like
so
whatever,
that's
like,
a total of
Spa treatment.
spa treatment.
He's
and
feeling
swamp
great.
witch.
This was investigation.
yeah.
Mhm.
21.
21. Nice. So, Darrow, as you kind of come up, taking the kind of the hilt of your sword, kind of take a tap at the wheel, kind of rolls as you push onto it. Looking around, this is a real wagon, and as you kind of take a note of the large chest, you kind of take the hilt of your sword and kind of tap it as well. Seems to just be a chest. The gold coins are just kind of on the ground.
Can I?
Seems like this happened, I would say you can tell that this might have happened either a few hours ago or maybe last night.
Can I try to kick open the chest?
It does have a lock, but go ahead and make a strength check, just for kicking.
23.
23. Icarus, as you're kind of hovering there, you watch as Darrow kind of taps everything, walks over the chest, just winds back his foot and busts the lid open. It is got some nice vestments inside. There is some very fine jewelry. It appears to be that there is a kind of some sacks of, as you kind of pick them up, gold. Seems like you guys just lucked out on a recent attack with nobody to take it.
Guys, time to stuff our pockets.
I've got my
I'll pick
money,
up-
I'm coming!
I'll pick up
Also,
the loose coins.
Let's loot this and get out of here.
Just question: is the horse tied to the wagon?
No, horse is just hanging out.
Oh, okay. I was gonna like get
Horse has
it.
just been.
It looks like we also got a horse, so that's cool.
Yeah, if you want to take the horse,
It's
you
better
can.
than Darrow's horse, right?
Yeah, it is a nice horse. Whoever this belonged to seemed to be very well off.
I'm
Gregory.
taking the horse.
Oh, Grigor.
No.
Cool. So I guess loot away.
Mhm.
Got it.
In the contents of the chest, I will say there are 2 exquisite robes. They're just very nice, like handmade, tailored clothes.
Chris, I feel like Chris will
There
definitely
is-
want one.
There
Chris-
is a
Chris-
purple
Who-
one
who do
and
these
there is a red
fit?
one.
I'm gonna take the purple one.
Who do
Come
they
on,
fit?
come on.
That's the wrong dice.
Is it the purple
They,
one?
they seem to be fitting a medium humanoid with a kind of a not a heavy frame, so not like one of these barbarians that kind of soldiers.
Oh,
but
sorry, Chris.
probably was.
I feel like Chris would grab the red one anyway and put it on, and it would just be like
Yeah.
up to here on his
Yeah, you watch as Chris
forearm.
puts it on and kind of pulls it over and goes, "Huh," and you hear, psh. And you're looking down the back. The seam has kind of split down the middle, but he kind of shrugs it.
I guess it suits
I
you.
like these guys.
Yeah, I dig it. But You take the purple one.
Yes.
There is what appears to be 3 very finely made gold chain necklaces with what appear to be, one has emeralds inset in emeralds, one has rubies, and one has sapphires. And there is also what appears to be a small kind of just ornamental tiara. Bless you.
Sorry, what was the last part?
An ornamental tiara of sorts.
I'm gonna. Can I ask Herb if like these might be magical at all?
You hand them to Herb, and Herb kind of takes a second. Holding one in his hand, you watch as Herb waves his hand over, and he watches his eyes glow bright green, and just hands it back. Takes his little pouch and takes out the sketch pad, and turns it over, and it says no, and he says no.
Thank you for taking the time to write that down.
I guess I'll take the emerald one.
You said there's a sapphire one?
There's a sapphire and a ruby and an emerald. Yeah. So
And
grab
the
that.
tiara, does that have like...
It's just a fine silver and gold one. It seems to be 2 kind of bands that have been kind of woven together. It's just nice.
I try to put it on, it doesn't fit over the crystals that are always hovering on my head, so I just...
It's kind of awkward. You can.
I'm
Then
gonna
leave it like
put
a
it on.
headband.
I'm gonna put it on Herb.
Okay. Put it on her. Sure.
I'll take the sapphire necklace.
You putting it on or just putting it in a pocket?
I'll just pocket it.
Okay.
I'll put the ruby one in the bag of holding.
All right. Now, Darrow, you found the chest, so I'm going to say go ahead and roll me a d12 and a d4.
I got a 3 and a 3.
As you are just kind of looting through the sacks and kind of taking the coin, you find 1 large pouch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 heavy pouches. And as you open them up, each one seems to have about 100 gold in it.
So that's 900 total?
900 gold. So, rich dude.
Well,
Or do that.
I guess we'll
There's
just
no way
throw
to
it all in the
discern.
bag of holding.
Yeah.
Um,
So, whoever wants to hold on to that cash, or you guys can split it up, or do whatever.
yeah, I mean, so there's
I would.
how many of us?
If we put it in the bag of
5
holding, it
with
probably
Chris
wouldn't get
and Herb.
robbed again.
If we spread it out, I guess there's
we
a better
count-
chance that we don't lose it all.
So we
If we
can
count Chris and Herb as one person, I can do the math much more easily.
Herb has a very small bag, so he probably couldn't fit that in there. But
So if we divide it by 4, then that would be 250. No, it's not. Idiot.
No,
225 each way.
225 each way. We split it that way.
But what about rent?
just hold on to it for later, I guess. But
Yeah. I mean, we could.
We could always.
Let's go ahead and
We could give them 100 and keep 800 to split with us 4
Yeah.
ways.
let's do that. That's easy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you give them 100, and I'll add that to their inventories.
Missing.
I'll add it to Chris's since he has a bag.
He has a bag.
He has
Give
a
him
bag.
the bag.
That being said, I guess one of you guys, if you just want to write down the 800, or just have one person hold
I'll
the
write
money.
it in the description, like, because I can add items to the bag of
So
holding something.
what are we gonna split it 4 ways? So 200 apiece.
Yeah.
So I'll just
Yeah.
take. How about I'll take Ren's, and then y'all can take your shares,
Sure.
That works.
and then I'll pay her when she gets.
All right.
Okay,
So,
and then the stuff that we
so that
added
is
to the
200 apiece though.
yep,
the
200
stuff
piece.
we added to the bag of holding would be I added the sapphire because did I take the
I
sapphire?
had the sapphire.
You had
He took this out.
right ruby, the ruby necklace.
And then I'm gonna put the emerald one in my pocket.
All right.
Was there anything else to
Just the robes, right?
just the rose?
Just
There's
the
the
robes,
tiara that you put on
tiara.
Herb.
Put on Herb. That was a large chest that seemed to have most of the valuables. So,
Okay, and the horse already has a
and you picked up the gold coins on the ground. I'd say you picked up about 30.
Okay.
the horse has a saddle, right?
Horse does not have a saddle now. It seemed to have been leading the cart. So it has reins on it, but it does not have a saddle.
Can we take the saddle from the stock horse and put it on the big one?
Well, if we,
I can bareback.
I can bareback.
I was
it's fine.
raised in
Okay.
the Midlands.
All right, so go ahead and make an animal handling check for me. Jerry.
I'll. We're gonna. I'll talk to the horses. To
Sure.
let them know what's going on. Wait, are we switching the saddles, or are we
Yeah, he's riding your back.
just riding the fancy one?
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
That's 12.
12.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of pull it over, and it's a well-behaved horse.
Yeah.
Obviously trained very well. And you push yourself on top, and it kind of just bucks, and you kind of fall flat on your back. You don't take any damage, but kind of just looks over at you and kind of just trots off to the side.
I'm gonna walk over to the horse. Will you permit me to ride you?
The horse looks at you.
I'll offer an apple.
Make a persuasion check, because you can talk to it.
Persuasion?
Yep.
19.
19. The horse kind of looks at you and looks at him. Okay. Takes the apple.
I will get you a fine saddle, as fine as I can when we're in the city.
Okay.
Okay. Let me get on the horse.
And you push yourself up, and the horse seems to tolerate you.
What may I call you? Would you like a fancy name? Okay. Is it a girl or a boy horse?
It is a girl horse.
Hmm. Be a fancy name to go. It's a white horse?
It is a white horse, yeah.
Okay.
Fancy white horse. It is a very nice horse.
How? Huh?
Stripey.
Stripe? You want stripe? No.
Does it have stripes?
Was that Herb trying to whisper that?
No, that was the horse.
I was gonna say Starlight or something. The fancy title. Lady Starlight? Lady Stripey? Lady Stripey? Okay, we'll go with that.
Lady Stripey.
Okay.
Do they just hear me talking in common?
Yeah. You were talking in common to the horse, and you guys can kind of infer what is being said between Nisani just kind of Stripey.
Right, well, the horse is named Lady Stripey because that's how it tolerates me.
Doesn't Chris's horse actually have stripes?
Yeah, Chris's horse actually does have stripes in a pattern that people might recognize, but
That's why this one's called
Uh,
Lady Stripey, so don't get confused because that's the name of Chris's horse.
all right. So that being said,
So we have
Stripey, Lady Stripey,
Urena Stripey and Lady Stripey.
Mhm.
and your unnamed draft horse.
Is that a guy or girl?
It is a guy,
Mr. Stripey.
We'll find something.
Stripey Senior. Okay. But with that, you guys have pretty much looted this wagon.
Picked it clean.
Picked it clean of any valuables. So tell me, you guys moving on?
Yeah, we're getting out of there.
One sec to do one thing.
In case the owners come back.
In case and there he is. He's very upset. That being said, you move on. The city is right before you. You have made it. It is about afternoon here, and as you approach the city, you kind of see that it has very large gates. There are lots of people kind of moving in and out. The road kind of veers off to the side, and you see most people are going. The traffic here seems to be going from north to south here. Lots of people going in from what you can see on the northern road. You guys are coming in from the western. But on the northern road, you can see lots of logs, lots of heavy timber and that such of things being imported into the city. And Darrow, as I would argue, you probably haven't been here, as this isn't a trade city, but it is a port city. You see the large kind of stone walls as well. You see that the kind of, before you get to the city proper though, you see what appears to be a kind of rough-looking shanty town almost that's kind of built along the coast here. Lots of smaller docks, smaller ships, fishing vessels, that sort of things that seem to be here. This kind of very musty smell of decaying sea life and that sort of thing as you see as you pass by on the road. Farmers and fishermen kind of talking, doing trade.
What's the demographic like here? Is it pretty
Demographic?
big? Yeah.
It's primarily human. primarily human. There is a lesser dwarf population here than, say, in one of the previous towns you've been through, but you notice there is a large influx of Goliaths here as well. A lot of the Goliaths seem to be part of the guard here, the Hrothgar. But I will say, as you kind of take notice of that, you notice that while there are Hrothgar here, the city guard, you also recognize the Eilifgar, the army, the kind of ground troops. Many of them here, kind of talking, doing trade here. A lot of them seem to be either on duty or off duty, but as you continue further in, you see the large kind of stone gates. And you see an interesting sight. There are some people being held up at the gate, and you notice that while people are being talked to, kind of either interrogated for what reason they are going in by the Hrothgar or Eilifgar, there are other groups being talked to by other kind of interesting looking folks. But you do notice, before we get to that, you do notice that most of the people here are requiring to stable their horses and mounts before entering the city.
Thank God we found that wagon with money.
You do see that lots of people are kind of being directed to what appear to be lots of stables on this side of the of this large stone wall that kind of surrounds the area. But as you kind of look around, just taking in everything, two interesting looking folk approach you. One that appears to be dwarven in nature with long kind of pointy ears, and one a very tall kind of gray-skinned fellow also with long pointy ears. Both of them with the shorter one with ample facial hair, the taller one with a very thin frame and facial hair, and has a very large kind of pristine hat. And as he walks up, "Hello, are you new here to Hamarr?"
Yes.
Well, I have quite the preposition for you. I have my name is Mr. Winsel, and I would kindly like to welcome you to our great city. And I was, my brother and I here were wondering if you might need some aid.
What kind of aid?
Oh, it's a big city, and you look like you're part of a champions race, am I not? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How sketchy does this guy seem?
Make an insight check.
Vibe check.
Vibe check him. 19.
19. Well, you get the sense that they seem to have their best appearance up. It looks very tattered rags. The hat's kind of missing scuff marks on it. They're both wearing kind of nice suits. The blazers have rips in them. Definitely maybe slept outside last night. But as he approaches, I would like to welcome you to our city and just say that it is so great to have more of a diverse population to visit and trade and see the wonders that we have to show.
When he says diverse, who is he making the most eye contact with?
Arguably everybody.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
We
we're all.
one.
Everybody but Darrow is.
He's ignoring him. I'm kidding.
No, he's talking to Darrow too, but as is, you see his brother kind of raise his hand and put his hand on his back. What my brother is trying to say is that we would like to offer our services and tour you around the city, as outsider mounts are typically not welcome, and you need a permit to tour the town. So we would like to just be the first to extend a welcome and offer you our services.
I'm kind of...
For a small fee, of course.
How much is the fee?
Well, if you want to see, one half of the city is about 20 gold, the other half is about 20 gold. It's a good deal.
Okay, I'm gonna
We give a full carriage ride and a tour.
talk to both of them, sort of repeating the same thing in my mind. This definitely is a tourist trap. I believe we might have slept outside last night, and I think we should just not do that. Because we need money to charter a boat.
That's pretty expensive. I think I can figure it out.
Mm-hmm. We appreciate the offer, but we're kind of on business and a time.
Oh, well, that's great, because we know all the businesses here, and we're great at traveling through, and I couldn't help but notice that the city doesn't have any note of the Champion's Pursuit on it.
Like I said, we're here for business, so...
I understand what you're saying, and Throp, my dear brother, I think I know what they are asking for. You want a business discount. You've sold me 15 gold for each side.
You are
a grand total of 30, which is nearly half price.
Here.
You are very kind.
I'll give you this to leave us alone. And I hand him 1 gold.
He kind of takes it. You are very kind, sir, but might I just add that surely you cannot be expecting to know every ins and out of the city.
We don't plan
You don't want to accidentally run into one of the secluded barracks and then get arrested, would we? I'm just offering our kind services, and honestly, it is quite the deal.
Let me ask you this. Where do y'all usually hang about to offer these tours? Here? We're going to go about our business, and if we want to come back to a tour, we'll know where to find you.
He kind of looks at Throp. I see. My brother has been a bit forward, and quite honestly, it's been horrendous to watch him try and swindle you out of such a good deal. Might I ask 10 gold for each side of the city?
I really appreciate the offer, but
Full carriage ride. We have drinks included.
like the little plastic tour, like the specialty cup that you get.
That you get to take the cup home, yes.
I really think we don't have time.
10 gold each side of the city. Tour takes about 30 minutes. You get to see all the most important places, all the roads that lead out of the city, as well as an exclusive look at the shipyard.
I think we're good.
Yes, it goes.
Okay, it could actually benefit us to see some of the lesser known roads out of the city, and we do need to see if we can get a ship.
There's kind of the moment of silence, and Throt looks over at Wenzel, and he kind of looks down and goes, "All right, you drive a hard bargain, but we are willing to serve the people. 5 gold for each side of the city. A total of 20 gold.
That's not
That's
math.
not correct math.
Oh,
Give me 10.
you are good at math. I am sorry. My mind slips me. 10 gold for all the city, all the sights, all the best taverns. And you get to keep the cup."
Hello! That's quite a deal.
I mean, do y'all want to do it? I mean, are we going to get kidnapped?
Are these just two guys just swindling tourists? Is that what this is?
Make an insight check, I guess, on both of them, sure.
13.
Hard to say.
Where's your carriage?
It's right inside the inner gate.
I thought he was gonna be like, it's right down that road.
It's right inside the city gate. Like we said, the carriage is inside and everything is ready to go. And of course we will wait here for you, kind folk. As soon as you stable your mounts, which you cannot take inside the city. And it will take some time to walk about.
We may as well.
Let us go stable our mounts.
Yep, we'll be right back.
You have made my day, my week, and my month. Thank you so kindly. And you sit. Yep. It's true. We get to eat tonight.
Oh.
So, with that, you guys head off to the stables as the two seem to kind of scurry back to the main gate and presumably wait. But I think that's where we'll leave off tonight's episode. So, thank you so much, everybody, for watching tonight, and we hope you enjoyed it and had a good time. Tune in next week. Next week
Next week on
Friday.
Friday.
Friday the 9th of June.
The ninth.
At our normal time at 7.
Yes. For
I-
episode
we will-
87.
I will post a reminder on all our social media to let you guys know, just as a
Yes.
reminder so you're not, disappointed next Wednesday when it's not there.
Yeah. So thank you so much again. We will see you all next time.
Yeah.
Bye.